Hi guys, just back from doing the Great Glen Way. Had a really good time. Took 7 days. That's what I originally planned for. Just wanted to do about 10-mile days, take it all in, see the sights, admire the views, just stop and yeah, stop whenever I fancied it. Wasn't a race. Took 2 weeks of holiday, so I was in no hurry to get home or start. It wasn't like I've only got a week to do it. So I just want to do a video on my thoughts, my experiences, what I think people should know, or just if people want to ask us any questions, they can drop us a comment and I'll see if I can help you the best I can. So basically, yeah, it was 7 days. I left Newcastle on Monday the 21st of September and stopped in Fort William on the Monday night at Ben Never's campsite. I paid about £24 roughly for a 2-man tent with a car, and the lady there said I could leave the car there for a few days and come back and get it, so that was great. Solved that problem. Stopped there, lovely campsite, really nice, beautiful showers, very clean, no problem at all. It's about a mile outside of Fort William. So the Monday night, got there, pitched up, went down and walked down into Fort William, the starting point. Part of that walk from the campsite to the starting point is actually the Great Glen Way. Basically you meet the Great Glen Way at the Soldiers Bridge and you walk along the River Lockheed to the start. So seen that. At the start, right over the road, over the roundabout, there is a McDonald's and there is a Morrison's, as well as numerous other shops in Fort William. So if you want to have something to eat just before you start the Great Glen Way, or you want to get some supplies, no problem at all there. Went back, spent the night there at the campsite. Tuesday morning, got up to a wet, horrible, drizzly, damp day. Went down, started the walk. Part of the walk, just before you get Soldiers Bridge, there was a train line where, on other people's videos, they call it the Harry Potter train. As I was crossing the Soldier Bridge, the Harry Potter train came past, full pelt, full steam, so that was great. Couldn't have timed that any better. Continued the walk towards the canal along the shore. Very wet, very windy, just horrible day really, but I was still quite upbeat. Went on the shore, seen the shipwreck, etc, etc. You'll see it all, or you've probably seen it on other videos. As I got the canal, went and got the key for the toilets and showers along the canal. Now I chose to do that. The key was £10 and you get 3 or 4 places along the canal. It gives a little leaflet where the places were and what I could expect there. But the shower block and the toilet at Lockheed are out of action. I think they've been out of action for quite a while if you watch other people's videos, so I'm not sure what's happening there. But yeah, I paid the £10, continued on the walk, got a Neptune staircase, popped in the hotel there for a cup of hot coffee and a piece of cake because it was such a horrible day, and that was lovely. I think it came to about £3.50 even though it was a hotel, so that was champion. And continued the walk, which turned into just a slog really along the canal. I'll be honest with you, it was a tough walk. Just at first you're on the canal and there was boats and there was locks and then wow, this is great. And then once you caught Neptune staircase, it's just a long canal track with nothing happening, hardly anyone around. I think most days I walked 10-11 mile, I was lucky to see half a dozen people. Got to Gairlocky, checked with one of the guys who was working there exactly where I could wild camp, because I've got the Trailblazer book here and it does mention it in there, but it's not quite where it shows you on the map. It's very close to it, but I thought, well, if I ask and he tells us, then I'm not going to get asked to move my tent. So that was that. And when I actually got the place where he pointed, there was a fire pit, but you couldn't have seen it from the actual locks because it's hidden out the way. But I didn't light the fire because it was teeming down by then, about 4 or 5 o'clock, pouring down. Got in the tent, got in my sleeping bag, and thought, what am I doing? This is ridiculous. I'm cold, I'm damp, I can't sit outside, soaking wet, wasn't enjoying myself at all. Had something to eat, went to sleep. Next day, woke up about 6 o'clock, 6:30, still dark. Relieved, couldn't hear any rain on the tent. Got out the tent, it was very, very misty, like a thick fog. And then I seen the sun breaking, coming up to the sunrise. Sat and had a cup of coffee, and within about half an hour to an hour, the sun had rose. Beautiful blue skies, summer day. The rest of the week was like that. Totally lifted my spirits, made us get up and, wow, it's going to be great. My tent dried off, my damp boots were dry. 10 minutes, 20 minutes, everything was dry. Continued the walk along the Lagan. That's a nice bit of walk that. Walked along the lock through the woods. That was a bit different than the canal bank. So it was great day. Got Lagan locks. Again, asked the lock keeper just to double check where can I camp. She pointed it out. Happy days. Camped there. Next day, Lagan to Fort Augustus. Fort Augustus, loved that place. Loved it so much I had 2 nights there. First night, 2 nights, stopped in Morag's Lodge. Decided to have a little bit of comfort. Stopped in Morag's Lodge. First night, ate at the pub on the lock, which is called the Lock Inn. I think that's a really good name for a pub, by the way. Well done, that person. Had the steak pie and a pint of lager. The next day, I went from Fort Augustus to Inverness. I'm trying to remember all these names. But anyway, the next 10 mile, which I'm sure that's what it was. And then came back to Fort Augustus, had another night in Morag's Lodge. This time, I went to the fish and chip shop on the canal. And I thought, well, why in Scotland? Instead of eating fish and chips, I got haggis and chips. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. First time I'd ever ate haggis. Loved it. Sat there, with the lights on the locks. It was beautiful. Love that place. Then the next day, I travelled from Inverness to Drum. Like, you'll see all this on the video. Fort Augustus to Inverness. Lovely walk. You go up take the high walk. Everyone said take the high walk. I took the high walk. Fantastic. Views of Loch Ness. Do it. Go up there. There's a little shelter on the top as well where you can sit and have a cup of tea. Next day, Inverness to Drum. That's quite a steep hill out of Inverness. That's a killer. By that time, my calves were on fire. Got up there, walked along to Drum. There is a Scottish Co-op, I think it's called, in Drum, just on the outskirts. And there's a couple of sort of hotels and shops. Not a lot, mind. If you're going to get supplies, Fort William and Fort Augustus, they're the main 2 places. There's nothing at Inverness, there's nothing at Lagan. Right? There's normally a barge at Lagan that sells food and drink. It's closed because of COVID. Didn't see any honesty boxes the whole walk. So just take enough supplies to get you to Fort Augustus. And Fort Augustus basically to Drum, or Fort Augustus to get you to Inverness. And don't be caught out. I wasn't luckily. So Inverness to Drum, the supermarket. I stayed in the Loch Ness Hotel at Drum, lovely, very cheap. I think it's £33 or something like that. Dead cheap, and it had a bath. You can see my reaction on the video when I find out it's got a bath and not a shower, because by that time, every muscle's aching. Hot bath, bubbles, yes, right. But you'll see that watch video. Then the next night is a wild camp. In the book, it does say you can walk from Drum to Inverness in a day, 20 mile. You probably can, but I can't. I'm not doing that. So anyway, the next night I wild camped. There is what's called the eco campsite. It's about halfway, roughly. But there's also a sort of nature park down that way. So I walked. On my walk, I met a couple who told us of a little diversion to go on. It'd be worth my while, which I did. And you'll have to watch the video because I went and found something that was interesting. But I'm not going to tell you what it is. And so that is day 5, I think. No, day 6, sorry. And then I went down to the country park, asked the lady at the country park if I could wild camp there. She said, yes, I can, because it was just me and my dog. And she pointed out where I could wild camp. And all she asked was that I would leave early on the Monday morning, as there was a group of school children coming up to explore the place. Fantastic place, absolutely full on Sunday afternoon, families. Mountain biking, walking, all the rest of it. Great little place. Stopped there, and then Monday morning got up, walked through the eco campsite, well, by the eco campsite, up on the roads, up on the top. Not a lot interesting really. Didn't take much video. I was trying to keep most of the video for Inverness. Came down the hill, seen Inverness through the trees. Thought, wow, I'm nearly there. Mixed emotions. Because I was so close to Inverness, I was so relieved because I was going to get finished the walk, but then on the same hand, I didn't want it to end because it was like going back to reality. But the walk is still actually quite a long walk, still quite a long winding way. Just because you can see Inverness doesn't mean you're in Inverness. But it's nice, walking down into the town, you walk past the golf course, get back on the canal, through over Ness Island. There's a lovely little park you walk through, really nice. Then up the castle, get your photo taken, obviously, you know, finish selfie. And then I walked into the town centre and I went to a lovely little cafe that were dog friendly, which is a big thing when you buy yourself with a dog because you can't really go anywhere without them. And I got a full Scottish, not English obviously, a full Scottish breakfast, but this was quite late in the afternoon. All day breakfast, which was more than enough. I absolutely filled my boots. That and a coffee came to like £10, but it was lovely. Very friendly people. Came out of there and headed back to Drum to pick up the car. So all in all, fantastic 7 days. Would I do it again? Probably. The reason I say that is if I was asked to do it again to accompany someone, then yeah, I probably would for their benefit. Would I do it again by myself or with my dog? No, because I would probably do something else. The good bits, and it was funny at first because I was more looking forward to the canal and not the hills and the forests, because it was the canal that sold us the walk. I wanted to go and see the canal and the locks and the boats. However, the best bit was the hills and the forests and not the canals. So that surprises. The views outstanding when you get up on the top and you see Loch Ness from the top of the hills. And the view catcher, statue, that's worth a look at. Again, food and drink, just be wary. There's not that many places. I got told there was loads of places and loads of honesty boxes every 5 minutes. I didn't see one honesty box the whole duration. Weather was good apart from day 1. However, I would always say take waterproofs, because day 1 could have been like that all week. Could have been, you know, Scotland at the end of the day. It does rain there. Didn't have any problem with midges. It's from the 22nd of September, so it's not midge season. No problem at all with midges. Fresh water along the route, loads of fresh water coming out of the streams, waterfalls. Obviously, I chose to filter mine, so you could filter it and you could boil it. Some people just drink it straight out the stream, but you know, it's not recommended. But if that's what some people do and they live to tell the tale, then that's great. But personally, I just stick it through my Sawyer mini water filter. People are very friendly. All the accommodation, you know, the Morags Lodge, Loch Ness Hotel, Ben Nevis campsite, very friendly people. People you meet on the way, not many, very friendly. And just go and enjoy it. Some people like to do it in 3 or 4 days, and some people like to do it in a week and a half. For me, it was a 10-mile days, 7 days. And yeah, really loved it. It was a real adventure. And yeah, so all I would say is, please enjoy my videos. I'm going to post them all. I'm going to break it into 7 different videos, basically 1 a day. So 1 section each walk. I'll probably ramble for quite a bit. And if you would like to know anything, or you got any questions, drop it in the comments. Anything I can help you with, and by all means, if I can, I'll get in touch and I'll tell you what I did or what my experiences were. But yeah, it was, all in all, it was, we had a great time, and really we were very lucky with the weather. So hope you enjoyed the videos, and we'll see you shortly. See you later.